So Time's Up, the organization that targeted people for profit, oh, they have fallen apart and they have done it spectacularly. Yeah, the organization that loved tearing down people's lives and livelihood based on false allegations, here they are backing a certain nameless person while they're going after JD. The organization that hilariously loved to throw out lines like this, talking about sunlight is the best disinfectant, is now being forced to lay off everyone. We're talking about nearly all of its 25 remaining employees. Why? Because sunlight really is the best disinfectant. Now, the media, they want to cut them some slack, talking about the important work that they did. But you know what? All of that, it was fantasy. The reality is that Time's Up, they were a fraud, and they were a very effective one. You and I, we're going to talk about that today. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. I hope you are doing excellently. And when I say falling apart, I absolutely mean it. I mean, we have articles saying that Time's Up, they're going to have to restart from scratch. They're laying everyone off. And to be honest, well, this couldn't happen to a more deserving group. Yeah, people like Ashley Judd, they're pushing this fiction in the media that this company, it was necessary. It wasn't fraudulent. There were just a few people behind the scenes that made mistakes, but you know what? We can rebuild. We can make things better. It's bigger than any one person. The thing is, though, Ashley Judd, by the way, isn't some misguided Hollywood activist trying to tell you about a fiction they've been sold. No, Judd was one of the board members of the company. In fact, one of the few remaining board members that were left standing. They didn't have to pay the piper in any way, and the things that Time's Up did, oh, they are crazy. I mean, absolutely insane. But forget JD and them backing a certain nameless person for a moment. Forget the politicking. If you look at items like this, charity watchdog groups such as Charity Navigator recommend that nonprofits, they spend 75% of their revenue on their mission, 25% on administration. Time's Up, they spent 38% on salaries alone. And if you think that sounds bad, oh, really drink this in here. The organization, which is comprised of Time's Up Foundation and also Time's Up Now, Inc., they raised $3,670,219 in 2018. That would be their founding year, but spent $1,407,032 on salaries and only $312,001 on the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund for people that have experienced that certain type of harassment. To really put that into perspective, I pulled out the old handy-dandy percentage calculator, and out of that $3.67 million that they raised, they only spent 8.5% of it on their actual mission statement. Yeah, that's really helping out people, isn't it? Now, things that get even more insulting when you look at the salaries here, because the CEO of the company, they pull in $342,308 in salary, which was more than everyone they supposedly advocated for. The chief marketing officer, they drew a salary of $295,000 as well, and the treasurer, they pulled in $255,327. Now, the biggest lie, it comes from what Time's Up supposedly did. And you notice, this is actually told to you by the media. This is somebody working for The Guardian, covering gender and politics. And listen to what they have to say, and then I'll show you the truth on it. Time's Up did important work, and it also helped maintain the Legal Defense Fund, an invaluable tool that has helped many a harassment victim sue for justice. Now, Time's Up, they love that fiction that's being shielded, and the media, they know better than this. Hollywood, they know better than this. Why? Because it's information. It's out there for everyone. Quote, tax filings detail how, quote, 3,000 individuals, so they're saying they helped 3,000 individuals, were helped by the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund between January and June 2018 at a cost of $1,747,635. But most of the defense money came from grants that had been made to the Women's Law Center. So this is another organization altogether. Only a small portion came from the Time's Up organizations, with the Time's Up Foundation donating $132,575,000 to the fund, and Time's Up Now, the lobbying end of the charity, handing over $179,426. Yeah, instead of advocating for people, they spent $157,155 on this luxury resort and spa getaway where they rented $400 a night rooms for Hollywood celebrities, for talent agents, and on. And you know what? People that were there, they couldn't even tell you what the mission statement of this place was. Yeah, that's really advocating for victims, right? See, publicly, you had co-founders like Roberta Kaplan spinning this fiction that they were helping to every person. You know, we go out and we help thousands upon thousands of women. They did that by using high-profile names like a certain nameless person, like JD, putting out things like this. We at Kaplan Hecker are proud to defend that certain nameless person in this case and are gratified by the court's decision. Hashtag Time's Up. They would publicly argue that women, they don't get justice while saying, trust the justice system, kids. Hey, thanks to this person, if I were you, I wouldn't engage with those JD fans since they aren't capable of a rational discourse, aka they don't say what we want them to say. A UK judge found after a 3-week trial that a certain nameless person was accosted at least 12 times. So what's their response? That judge was corrupt or bribed. My favorite statement, though, is this. Why? Because when they're trying to destroy a man's life, they accidentally let a little sunlight shine in, and they show you exactly what they represent. Money and corruption. If JD could do this to that nameless person, imagine what happens every single day to the millions of other women out there who have been, I'm going to use the word accosted, and are not famous actresses and don't have the resources to hire lawyers to defend them. You know, because Time's Up, they hire lawyers for you unless they're representing Hollywood actresses. You aren't going to get that kind of treatment, are you? But court proceedings, applying long-standing rules like the rules of evidence, have a way of shining light on what really happened. As Justice Brandeis once said, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Yeah, the best disinfectant indeed. Now, what's absolutely insane is that Hollywood and the mainstream media, they didn't care about the lies and the fraud. They ignored that for over a year, but when political scandal had ensued, they couldn't ignore it anymore, and it brought the proverbial house down. See, Andrew Cuomo, he was caught behind the scenes, plotting with Time's Up founder and CEO, trying to take down people that were alleging that he did horrible things. See, apparently, Time's Up, they listen and believe unless they're profit. And then, well, they don't listen so much. That destroyed the company. You can see them having to lay off everyone but around 3 people. Essentially, this company, it is done. Everybody is moving away from it. I think a lot of people, they should be paying for this stuff too. But let me know what you think about this. I mean, destroying personal lives for profit, that's messed up. Stealing millions of dollars and putting it in your pocket, that's messed up. Forget all of this other politicking nonsense. But let me know what you think about it. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You being here, that makes this channel work. So thank you. I appreciate that sincerely. There are links in the description too. Those help out the channel. Check those out for sure. They help us out. Again, check them out. We could use your help anytime, and thank you. But you being here, that is the most help of all. So thank you. Appreciate the heck out of you again. And I'm going to end here with a thank you again, and we will see you soon.